In a few days, I'm going to be graduating high school. I thought, what better idea is there to remember all of the best and worst experiences through every single year of school. Right off the bat, number one with pre-K, best memory. I was a little savage when I was in pre-K. Let me just tell you, let me lay it down, because there's this kid, Austin. Austin had kind of long blonde hair. Out of absolutely nowhere, with the entire class being dead silent, I stood up. And for no reason at all, I said, Austin looks like a girl, sounds like a girl, and acts like a girl. The entire class just stared at me, including the teacher. That was it. Worst memory, there was this other teacher, and I never had her, but she was super mean. And then one day I had to carry a bunch of stuff into the room because I was passing something out for people. She was telling me that me carrying things equates to me being better than everyone. And I was in not even kindergarten, I was in pre-K. Kindergarten, best memory with Mrs. Jeanfro, or however you pronounce that. I mixed all the Play-Dohs together for my friend Leslie, and then I got in trouble and I had to give the teacher my entire personal stash of Play-Doh from my house. Worst memory, I got in trouble the one day for something stupid. I don't even remember what, but it wasn't the Play-Doh thing. She would write down whatever grade you got that day, grade being your behavior, and instead of having the best, I just had decent. I scribbled out where it said decent, I wrote best, and Mrs. Johnfro gave a very stern phone call home. First grade with Mrs. Weaver, best memory. All the time, the entire class would watch Bubble Guppies. Worst memory, I was at the water fountain the one day. There's this rule that goes 1, 2, 3, that's enough for me, and the teacher will say that to every single student. And I just go to the back of the line because I want to get more water because I'm still thirsty. Then I get yelled at, told that I've already had more than enough water and I'm restricted water access for the rest of the day. Second grade, best memory, there was a paper airplane throwing contest for one of the last days of the school year. I got second place next to this kid, Brandon, but my second grade teacher said that Brandon was disqualified because he got in trouble earlier that day and she forgot. So then she declared me the winner and everyone cheered, including Brandon. He cheered, everyone was screaming, and they lifted me up, literally crowd surfed me, and then the teacher told all of them to stop or she's gonna get them all in trouble or call their parents or something. And then worst memory, there's this girl named Taylor. Me and her, we were the last people in a spelling bee, and the word was draw. I spelled it correctly and she spelled it incorrectly. She added an L to the end of draw. I got my prize, a dum-dum lollipop, and then she threw a fit, a huge temper tantrum, and she wasn't supposed to get anything, but because of how big of a fit she threw, she got the second place prize of a large Tootsie Pop. Her second place prize was bigger than my first place prize because she screamed and cried and I didn't. Third grade, best memory. I'm not sure if this happened during third grade. I'm guessing it did, but I'm not completely positive. I met my best friend, William, who's still a really good friend of mine to this day. I don't know if you guys can tell, my voice is kind of messed up. Worst memory is how I got in that situation with my previous best friend, Hunter, who said to me, I found a friend who actually cares about me. End quote. Fourth grade, best memory, the entirety of fourth grade. Best year of school, best teacher ever, Mrs. Wells. Same with you, Mr. Scott, my math teacher, who was a cool guy. Worst memory, field day. The one station was this like slingshot / catapult thing, and I didn't see it, and it flung and hit me in the arm and I cried again. Fifth grade, best memory, Brian, Drum for Life 9, finally started being my friend at that point because I just moved to Pennsylvania. I'd known him for years prior because I would hang out with him every summer that I would come to visit Pennsylvania. But for the longest time, he was embarrassed to hang out with me. And finally, at the end of the year, some girl broke his 5th grade heart. I comforted him with sympathy and friendship, and then we became friends and buddies. Worst memory of 5th grade, the art teacher, Mrs. Ruckle, continually, and to this day, she will, if she ever sees me, she blames me for breaking her pottery wheel, even though I didn't. Miss Ruckle, if you're watching this, I did not break your pottery wheel. I will die on this hill. 6th grade, I finally became extroverted and actually started enjoying my life. And that's good compensation because I don't really have a bad memory from 6th grade that I at least remember to this day. 7th grade, best memory, we would always hang out in the library with this club that we made called the Newspaper Club, which if you remember, I made a video reacting to the newspaper because I forgot a lot about it. Worst 7th grade memory, the Washington, D.C. trip. You may have seen the video, was absolutely terrible. 8th grade, Best memory, Mr. Brennan. Absolutely amazing teacher. Worst memory of 8th grade, my friend Kevin moved away, and it was super sad. 9th grade, best memory, I went around the school hanging up PewDiePie posters because it was in the midst of the PewDiePie versus T-Series war, and it was really funny. Worst memory of 9th grade, me and my friend Elijah were being bullied by these seniors because we sat at their table during lunch, where there are no assigned tables or anything. It was like one of the first days. We sat at their table, so they knocked over Elijah's food all over him, then recorded a video of us with a bunch of vulgarities that they were spitting out. 10th grade, best memory, Brian would always bring these multicolored pens into math class. Every single day he'd brag about these stupid multicolored pens, about how they're erasable, and this one's green, and this one's red, and this one's yellow. How often do you see a yellow pen? And nobody cared. Brian would always say this one thing. Whenever Mrs. Radler, the teacher of our math class, whenever she would say that we needed multiple pieces of graph paper, Brian would always raise his hand and say, do I need multiple pieces of graph paper? Because I have multicolored pens, so I can do multiple lines on one graph. So the one day I brought in hundreds, I kid you not, hundreds of all different types of pens. And Miss Radler said, make sure to get multiple pieces of graph paper. And I said, Mrs. Radler, do I need multiple pieces of graph paper? Because I have, when I opened up the bag, I dumped out all these colored pens all over Brian's desk. Multicolored pens! But Brian did say, I bet they're not erasable. Worst memory, going online for half the year. 11th grade, best memory, I did literally nothing in 11th grade. It's convenient, that also doubles as the worst memory because there's literally nothing else for 11th grade that happened. And 12th grade, the grade that I'm currently in and will soon not be in. Best memory, finally actually going back to school like normal. PogChamp. Worst memory, leaving my childhood behind. Nah, I'm just kidding. The worst memory is me getting in trouble with the assistant principal over something stupid, and he threatened to suspend me multiple times before kicking me out of his office. I hope you guys enjoyed this Storytime video. It was fun to reminisce. I am glad that it is all over, except for college. But we'll burn that bridge when we get there, or however that saying goes. Please subscribe if you like the content. It really helps out the channel. Remember, 600 subscribers, and I will be doing a 24-hour challenge in an inflatable dinosaur costume. Peace out, big dogs.